Welcome everyone. With the chaotic year that has been 2020 finally over, as exhaustion and hangovers from New Year's Eve are still fresh, now is as good a time as any to reflect on our highlights and some of our lowlights in the world of gaming, because this is a gaming podcast after all. So without not too much further ado, we present to you 2020, our year in review. This is where we pause for sick dubs at intros and flying logos and shit.
Wow.
So, as you can hear by the noise in the background, this is not a task I can do alone because it's my opinion and that's pretty fucking boring. So I've gathered here with a couple of absolute legends to join me and carry me on these carts, because I have no idea what I'm talking about at all times. So with me today are DirecktGaming and KapKat.
Hello!
Hi guys!
Hey.
What's going on? How are you?
Oh, this is just the best. I love this.
I'm happy to be here.
Happy to be here.
What a great start to 2021 and a great way to end 2020.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed. So, Direct, you've been on the cast before. So, quick rundown for you first. We'll get you out of the way.
Yep.
Who are you? What do you do? What are you about on the internet?
So I am DirecktGaming, and I make mostly Xbox focused videos, and Kat and I do a podcast together, and I talk about how ridiculously much I am positive about the gaming industry, even though it's a fucking trash ball sometimes.
You say you're positive, but if you look at those podcasts,
I know.
Boy, I just caught up on your. We'll get to it later, but I just caught up on your the Game Awards one from you guys.
Oh my god!
So good.
Yeah, okay, maybe not the Game Awards one.
It was brilliant. I loved it. Which brings me to
Thank you.
Kat, because she had a wonderful rant.
Oh, always.
Wonderful.
About Elden Ring. I was in stitches on that one. It was great.
I just can't help it. Like, it's near and dear to my heart, and you know, I just will talk about it every chance I can.
Excellent. So, who are you? Because we haven't actually introduced you properly yet. And what do you do? Give us the deets, because you haven't been here before. We haven't actually caught up. So
no. Well, my name is KapKat, or KapKatty, seeing as I can't get my tag everywhere. So I am a podcaster with Direct over here. I'm a streamer on Twitch at KapKat, and I also do a lot of art around. So you can find me on Instagram and Twitter under similar handles as well. Those are the three things that I do. I just love creating stuff and ranting.
Incredible artist.
she is, guys. If you honestly, Kat's work is fucking amazing. I like, you can't hype this shit up enough. It's phenomenal.
No,
so you go follow both of them. But Cap's art is,
yeah, don't worry about
chef's
me.
kiss. And he's fine. He does stuff on YouTube. You can find that everywhere.
Thanks, guys.
It's all right. So, to kick tonight's discussion off, in a year where we've seen new console releases and news stories going from Cyberpunk pulling a hat trick of delays to Microsoft casually buying ZeniMax, what's been some big stories for you guys? What are some like impactful ones, some happy ones, some sad ones? What's rocked your boat 2020 in the year of gaming news?
Kick us off, Kat.
Sure, I'll start with one that I think is really nice. This is just my favorite story. There were a few articles that went around towards the end of 2020 this year about Supergiant Games and their development process and their anti-crunch outlook, you know, their forced holidays that they give to their employees, and you know, how their culture is completely different to what is often seen and praised in some ways in many other companies. Like, we have all these large companies winning awards for horrible crunch that they've you know, subjected their employees to, but then you have Supergiant just coming in here, just being the coolest dudes and the happiest place to work. And I loved reading those articles, you know, on the backdrop of the entire of 2020. So I think that was just like the nicest, most heartwarming sort of news that you could get this year. It was beautiful.
It's really good to see. So, like I said, especially since a lot of companies this year have kind of been getting absolutely nailed for crunch and abuse in the workplace. It's good to see some really wholesome fucking stories out there to kind of break up the madness that has been this year.
Absolutely, and it definitely proves that you don't need crunch to make a good game. Like you can.
That's
damn right.
Great game.
Exactly right. Like a team that is so focused on like looking after its workforce, and then they release Hades, which is critically and like critically acclaimed, and everybody loves it, and like it's one of the best games of the year by far.
Absolutely,
that is such a wholesome thing. I love that so much.
It's so good.
What about you, Direct? What about you this year? What's rocked your boat?
Yeah, being a bit of an Xbox boy, I was very, very excited for two things. And you also mentioned the ZeniMax thing, but I'll leave that aside. But Fable and Perfect Dark getting reboots, remakes, I think was two of the most exciting things of this year. And they were very heavily rumored and, kind of worst kept secret kind of things. But the fact that, two new studios, at least Playground's new offshoot RPG studio working on Fable, and brand new studio, The Initiative, working on Perfect Dark. I think that is super exciting. I loved Perfect Dark so much when I was growing up, and like to know that this team of it's like a super group of developers are working on one of my favorite franchises of all time, one of my favorite games of all time, is very exciting. And Fable, knowing that's coming back, is just like, oh my god, so exciting. And the fact that they're the people who made Forza Horizon is just gives me a lot of hope that that's going to be pretty amazing.
Do you think with Forza Horizon, because they've had such a history with that, do you think the change to the different genre is going to cause them to struggle a bit, or they'll have some different hurdles?
I'm sure they'll have hurdles, yeah. But I mean, it's a different offshoot of the studio itself. So there's the RPG studio, and they've employed a lot of people who have worked in action adventure games and worked on RPGs in the past. And I think there's a lot of pedigree there to make something incredible. And I think, they're probably going to be a pretty competent team, even though it's a completely new genre and everything. So yes, very excited for Fable.
Awesome. So for me this year, a couple of interesting ones. One of the bigger ones being Epic just taking on Apple in the most. There was so much crap this year, but it was the way they did it. It was cool because it forced Apple to kind of reduce down what they were taking from small developers, which really helps indie devs, not so much larger developers, but indie devs especially, to help get their games out there. But the way they did it was just, it was scummy as shit, and they were weaponizing their 14-year-old Fortnite army to go use hashtags, which they're probably quietly just using on Apple products.
Yeah,
it's the whole situation went on for so long, and it's just I love what Epic is doing, and they're trying to their base message is great. They want to change the industry. They want more for the developers and less for the publishers. But just the way they do things, their methods are moderately questionable. The same thing happened with Steam.
1984 ad. It was just the most ridiculous thing I think that happened all year. It was so ridiculous.
It was so bizarre.
Funny. They just went about it in the most convoluted, weirdest way, where it was just an outright attack, and then afterwards they were just like, no, wait, this is for the small guys.
Yeah,
this isn't about two giant corporations fighting it out for power in the mobile gaming space. No, that's not it at all. This is for the little guys. Free Fortnite, dudes. It's caged. You have to free it. But it's already free. Oh, it's so. Oh man, and I think it's still going. They're still trying to settle it in court. I think.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's been settled yet.
They'll probably go for yonkies.
Probably they'll be deucing it out for a while.
They did actually manage to get, some benefits for smaller developers and stuff. But it's like, was that really their end game? Like, or did they just want to make more money? Like, does
they totally just wanted to smear Apple's. Like, Apple's got the mobile market right now. We're taking them on, but we're going to do it in a way that's like.
Just going to tack on a great goal to it.
Exactly. And I mean, I think it was like 15%. They dropped from 30 to 15, which is again similar to what Steam did after Epic went after Steam and just started buying PC exclusives, which is again wonderful.
Questionable in itself.
Oh yeah, totally. But they're here now, and they give us lots of free games. So like, oh, they're nice guys now. So this year in gaming even. Wouldn't be possible without games. So have you guys got any like highlights from particular games? Not so much a favorite game, but moments in a game that kind of really kind of took you and just like you're like, wow, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah, I have a moment, but it's in Ghost of Tsushima that you haven't finished, Elliot. You're not even up to bit.
No.
Sorry.
Can we non-spoilery it? Can we mute Elliot and just like
what?
Would be good.
What's the statute of limitations on spoilers in an episode like this, though? I don't mind. You can spoil it for me. It's fine.
Block your ears. Unplug. Yeah, unplug and I'll signal you back in.
No,
look, you haven't played it for that long. You're not going back, and the impact would have worn off on you by this point anyway.
I want to go back so bad.
When your horse eats shit.
Oh, that was
That was so sad.
It was so heart-wrenching. It's like,
playing with other people. I'm like, I'm gonna cry. All these people are like, oh no, your horse just died. I'm like, oh no. Like,
but I chose a name for him. He was mine.
Yeah, that was my baby boy. Like, oh,
we jumped off cliffs together.
I know. I just that moment, like, I played that game just 5 days straight, and that moment it really got to me. It won't be as impactful for you, obviously, because but also because you've stepped away from it for so long.
Yeah.
But man, was I was like, are you kidding me? This horse's death is hurting me so much.
Sora.
Like,
My horse, Sora.
Yeah, like.
Oh, it's the same though with any other like animal death in particular. You always seem to like people die. So he died. I'm a little bit sad that he died. But when it's animals, it's cruel and it hurts every time. Movies, games, it's always animals. They make you you tear up. It's like, no, I can't.
I've never been so sad playing a video game, except for the end of Transistor. But like, man, that was memorable. That's for sure.
Memorable indeed.
All right. Well, I've got a bit more of a happy one. So I'm not a huge JRPG player, but I played Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it's incredible. And the Honeybee Inn section where Cloud dances is just one of the most fantastic things I've ever seen. It's like a rhythm game, and it is so funny and so well shot and well produced, and it is just like brings so much levity to a game that is like very serious in a lot of places, and it is just an absolute crack up. I don't know if either of you have played it, but it's fantastic. You really need to experience the Honeybee in Cloud dancing. It's fucking amazing.
Does the game have many like sections like that where it's like you just like switch to like some rhythm-based thing, or is this just totally out of the blue one-off situation?
Yeah, not really. Like, I don't think there's any other parts of the game that are anything like that. And it is like, it was a really impactful part of the original game apparently, and I've never played it, but people were like, how are they going to tackle the Honeybee Inn stuff? And Cloud is like dressed up in a dress and all this stuff, and it is just
What a cutie.
And it is fantastically done, and the dance sequence is incredible. And I don't think there's anything like it in the rest of the game. It's just this real weird moment through the story. It's so clever.
That's awesome. So for me this year, I'm a bit of a Star Wars nerd. I enjoy some Star Wars. So I got into Squadrons. I thought, yeah, this would be cool. You know, I was expecting a kind of a fun space shooter pew pew game. I got in, and they put you in the cockpit, and then you fly out, and then you start space fighting, and the sound, like, big on audio, but the sound was just so accurate and so good, and so like it was all brought in from the movies and stuff, and it really kind of pulled you in. It's one of the games I want to go back when I have a VR kit, because I've heard incredible things about the VR itself and like how immersive it is there. Because I was like, even just playing the screen with a joystick, I was like, this is so fucking cool. I'm like, pew pew pew, and then, and I was it was the sound, and I keep saying the sound, but yeah, this like the way everything worked together, and like it felt really good and just really drew you in, and it like totally blew me away because I wasn't expecting a great deal. Like the Star Wars games traditionally have been fairly spot on with sound. They've always been fairly close to. Jetafall and all, and Battlefront was really good as well with their audio, especially the blasters. But Squadrons is just a whole other level of audio and the way it works, and especially like the other immersive quality, like just the way that you're presented in the cockpit and how that all works, and how your HUD is the cockpit as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was clever.
Yeah, it was really clever, really well done, and I don't think it would have drawn me in as much if it wasn't for that. But it was really fucking cool. Oh my god! So we've talked about some highlights, some fun things.
Mine was a sad highlight.
Sad, a little bit sad. Okay.
Sad line.
We need that to balance it all out, right? That's how this all works. You go 1 for 2, right? So let's talk about disappointments this year, because there's been a few. I'm
not starting again. It's your turn.
You're not starting? All right.
Yeah. I'm going to start because this segues well from what you just said, Puppies, because
here we go.
One of my biggest disappointments this year was Star Wars Squadron.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a fantastic cast. Thank you very much for tuning in.
The entire time you were talking, I was just like...
All right. So we need to talk about this, because I mean I'll be bringing up Squadrons again later for other reasons. But talk to me. What did you not like?
It just was boring, I found. Shut up, cat.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It's just like the dream to fly an X-Wing. And you're right, the sound design is incredible, and the way they use the HUD was really clever. But to me, that game was just such a huge letdown in its storytelling and in the way that you, like, in between missions and everything. And even the combat, but it was fun. The combat was fun. I finished the game, but it felt slow. It felt like you were always just flying through, I don't know, like mud. It felt slow to move. And even in like an A-Wing, which is meant to be like the fast-moving, maneuverable ship, it just, I don't know, it didn't really grab me like I wish it did. And like, right. I love Star Wars, and I love, even in the Battlefront games, I absolutely adore the, like starfighter combat. Like, it's my favorite part of like the new Battlefronts, especially. But it just did not grab me to the point. Like, I felt like it was just, I don't know. It should have been a VR only game, for one thing, because it really felt like it.
I have a feeling it was originally designed like that, and they went, well, absolutely, you need to get this out for other platforms and stuff, so we can make some more money from it.
Absolutely. Especially because like so many Star Wars games got cancelled And then they were like, "Oh, we're making a small scale Star Wars game, and it'll be out next year." And I assume, and I know nothing about game development, but I assume it was originally designed for VR only. But they thought, let's market it to a bigger audience. And I don't know, there should have been more diversity in the like
I was gonna bring
combat and stuff like that. Like if there was some
maps as well.
If there was some planets that you were on the surface of and still fighting in the air, but like you had to do a trench run through like a canyon and chase, like I don't know, more like a typical military kind of flight game. It would have given it more diversity, and I think it would have been more fun. But I want to hear your counter to that.
I get I see what you mean. Definitely it's definitely been ported from VR to go to other platforms. As you can especially tell that through the intermission parts when you're doing the dialogue and stuff like that. You're like, this is very much a VR game. I definitely could have used a little bit more diversity. I liked the way the missions went, because I know it was more styled towards a multiplayer game, and the campaign was closer to an instructional, here's all the mechanics in the game you can master to go into playing the multiplayer. Some on land stuff would have been really, really, really cool. I think this game would have been a lot better if it had more post-launch support, because I think that's where we could have seen, like, I mean, hell, I would have paid for DLCs for this because it was fun. So you go through like fighting on different planets and different spaces, because there was a bit of reused map stuff there as well, which I totally get. What inputs were you playing with? Or what were you playing on, rather?
That's another thing. I was just playing it on console with a controller.
Right, okay.
So, that potentially affects, how I might feel about the game as well.
Yeah, because I played with joystick, regular screen, and I know the more gear you had, the better the game was. So if you had a full head, the optimal way to play the game is with full HOTAS and VR. That is like the way this game is essentially designed to work. But I can understand your grievances, especially with the controller, because I was using it for a while, and I had trouble with the joystick as well. I ended up switching to controller for a while because the compatibility wasn't quite there, and there was a patch later on they fixed it with. But it works a lot better now. I'm really bummed that they didn't support the board game more, because the multiplayer was fun. They had like the battle mode back and forth thing.
Yeah, I think that's clever. And I think they caught themselves between a rock and a hard place, because they were like, we're not doing it's not a game as a service, and we're not, going like treating it like all the other Star Wars games, but it's a game that probably could actually benefit from that. It was like
one of the only ones that would have been better that way. And which is, we're talking about EA here too, so this is...
It's a bloody paradox, isn't it?
I know, right? It's like, if they do this, will they take it too far and ruin the game entirely?
Probably, yes.
Yeah, probably. The answer is yes, most definitely yes. I mean, it's a weird year where we're praising EA and we're like shitting on Ubisoft and other larger companies. It's like, and Bethesda, they've had a wild couple of years as well. It's everything's going upside down. It's scary and terrifying all at the same time. What about you, Kat? What's saddened you this year?
I was saddened.
I mean, aside from the horse dying.
I was saddened by my horse dying. I was saddened by no Elden Ring news. I was saddened by Avengers being so shit.
Oh yes.
What a trash pile. I look, I didn't think it was gonna be good, because we'd been following it for a long time. And we saw it at PAX in Australia, and we also have just been ragging on it for like a year. Like, we've not been treating it nicely.
I mean, it's been good for that though, right? It's been fantastic just to absolutely shit on, which is great. I mean, it's not, but it's great.
It's not great, but like, I'm a huge like Avengers fan. I love that shit. Like, I was ready to shovel down and eat my words. So I popped in on like the open beta, and I played for like an hour. It crashed on me, and I couldn't open it again. And I thought, you know what? I don't care to try and fix this. You know, like that was how I felt after I played it. Like I couldn't be bothered to try and run it again. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to buy this. And then when it came out, it didn't prove me wrong. So at least I saved my money. But what a disappointment. I would have loved to love that game and play as Avengers all the time.
Yes, I'll tell you what would have been brilliant. Because I played the beta as well. I had very much the same feelings. I got through the beta. I'm like, is this it? Okay. No, this isn't happening. The first mission. Sorry, the first introduction mission where you introduce all the Avengers and you play through of them. If the entire game had been like that, and if it's like focused on single player story, it may not have been great or amazing, but it would have been a good fucking game, and it would have been a lot of fun just to bust around as superheroes and do it that way.
I think if it was single player as well, they would have been able to balance the characters better against each other. The fact that you have to play multiplayer and have to have equal heroes, like it just it just ain't it.
You're playing as Hulk and you're like having to hit a guy 4 times to like knock him over, and you thought, what the fuck is this?
Exactly, like what? Oh,
where is my power?
This IP is huge, man. Like you shouldn't have fucked it. You shouldn't have messed it up so bad.
And the developers are huge as well.
Like
it's like Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal and like Square Enix money behind them. It's like, how do you fuck up one of the biggest like entertainment properties that it's got like how? That's a major cock up.
It was because of money. Because I mean, if you look at the game, it had more microtransactions than any FIFA game I've ever fucking seen. I mean, when you're paying for fucking individual season passes for each hero that are like $20 each, it's not like it's like $2-3, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? And then they've got deals with Verizon, 5Gum, like all these exclusivity shit going on as well. It's like, you can get this shitty outfit if you choose 5Gum. And then the whole PlayStation Spider-Man thing as well. It was just fucking gross.
But what's funny is like when Spider-Man comes out to PlayStation, is anyone going to play that game anymore? Like, it's not going to bring people back in.
Like I think I mean, if they'd released them Spider-Man closer to, I think it might have been okay. But they did. Who was it? Huntress first.
I have no idea, dude. Because
I think it was Huntress first.
Like it left my mind.
Purple and shoots arrows. I saw something about it on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Huntress.
Where the fuck is Hawkeye? Like, if you're gonna do
purple shoot arrows, what
purple
the hell?
shoot arrows. It's female Hawkeye. Give us characters. Suck us in characters we like. Give us the shitty characters later.
Yeah. It definitely feels like they built money making avenues. They focused on the income streams, and then they're like, how do I put a game around this many income streams? And it didn't work. It just
so we're gonna build an opening mission. All right, cool. We have this to show people. Now how do we make money?
What next?
What next?
Well, it's like when they first announced the game, they were like, it's not going to have loot boxes. It's like, this is not a good sign at all. It's like, no.
I'd rather get free loot boxes, thanks. Like,
I would almost prefer loot boxes over the amount of fucking egregious microtransactions you just like fisted in there and just got, here, take money for... And they weren't even good, right? Like, it wasn't... There was no value for money in it whatsoever. It wasn't like cool character skins. It was like slight color change.
Shit. Yeah, that was so meaningless. Like, it wasn't even like, pay like $1, $5 and get this skin that looks different. It was like, you are literally getting a recolor. That's it.
That's it. I mean, look at games like Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. Separate games / expensive. That is a cool way to do outfits. You go back and you're like, these are all the different outfits of the heroes. Like, where's the Tony Stark Mark 1 fucking Iron Man suit? That you can like, it's big and chunky, and it has like different abilities attached to it. And then you can like, once you get them, you can like, you wouldn't have to pay. Like, you wouldn't pay for this shit, obviously, because it'd change the power dynamic. But where is that kind of stuff?
Spot on, man. Like,
how did they not flag how shit it was at any point in development?
Because Square
I don't
Enix
think
were
they
like,
cared.
we can
The
make money
QA
off
testers
this.
were like, please listen. And they're like, no.
QA
There's
testers
like-
were like, it makes us want to buy microtransactions. And they were like, sell it.
Ship it, it's
Ship it.
done.
This game's gold!
But like, they need to stop, like, game companies in general need to stop calling outfits skins, and it won't seem as dodgy. Like, because, like,
Don't
you're
give
right.
them
Like,
ideas.
in Spider-Man, well, as far as I'm aware, they're called outfits, and they're included in the game. It's like fucking Mario and shit. Like, you can get a whole bunch of different outfits.
Yeah.
Whenever you hear the word skin, it's like, nope, this seems dodgy.
That's Fortnite. That's transactions right there.
Am I
That's
paying
money,
$5
and I ain't
for
doing
this
that.
down the line? Yes.
And like, I mean, sure, if they added on later on, so all right, you can buy this skin, whatever. But where are the ones you're owning in games? Because especially for a game that was designed to be so fucking grindy, where are the skins you can earn?
Yeah, what am I grinding for, bitch? Like,
Yeah, what?
I don't want to
what is
attack
the point?
good. I want to look good.
Because I think the gear drops are like plus 5% in melee damage.
Yeah, they were
was like-
trash.
they were
And
very-
they were
like,
hard
there
to
was-
get for like
there-
higher ones, which were the highest was like 5%.
It's there was nothing to go for in a looter game. There was no loot to chase. There was no epics or really cool items that did cool shit. And it just
Are they releasing anything for it anytime soon? What are they gonna do? Like, don't they have like less than 2,000 players?
Yeah, they did
Yeah,
on
they've-
Steam a while back.
yeah,
Yeah,
they dipped on
ages
Steam.
ago.
They've lost like 6 billion in revenue.
Yeah,
Dear
kill it.
God.
Yeah,
Cut
it's
it.
like I don't think we'll be seeing. They might just like haphazardly
Anthem,
drop
what are they
Spider-Man.
doing?
But you know what? I don't even think they'll release the Spider-Man one for PlayStation. I think they'll go the way of Anthem and go, "Here's our roadmap," and they're just like, "No, you're not getting a
Yeah.
roadmap. We've just
That's what I was
decided
gonna
to
say,
work
like-
on the game and then
Yeah.
work on the game some more, and
It's
then
just not
actually, you know
worth
what,
it,
guys,
though.
we're just leaving it. It's not
You're
worth
6
it. We've lost too
billion
much.
out. Cut it. Nobody
Just
wants
drop
it.
and run. Give us a
Make
real
something
this
new.
game."
You've made other good games. Go back to them.
Yeah, just pretend this never happened. Is this worse
Grab
than
it from the
Anthem?
resume.
I think
You
it
know what?
is.
I
I
actually
think it
liked
is.
flying around and doing the missions in
Anthem
Anthem.
had
that
some,
didn't
like,
have
yeah,
much at
Anthem
the
had
end.
fun
Yeah, you were
gameplay.
more like Iron
Yeah.
Man in Anthem than you were in
Yeah.
fucking Avengers.
It's true. I enjoyed Anthem a lot more than I enjoyed
Yeah,
Avengers, that's
me
for
too.
sure.
I still got like a solid 70, 80 hours in Anthem. I got
Yeah, I
like
got a
there
ton of hours.
it was
Yeah.
grinding, the flying around was fine, and then got to a point where the end game just kind of dropped off and there was nothing there.
It's-
I was like,
Exactly.
okay,
Yeah.
no end game, whatever. But the base gameplay was fun,
It was great. Like,
and there was cool
feel like
shit
I'm
they
so
didn't
together.
glad we can all
Too
agree
much.
on that. That makes me so
Mm.
happy.
I really
happy.
liked Anthem.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll dream
Yeah,
about
Anthem
it
was
tonight.
great. I mean, we can be honest here, and it did, like, Marvel's Avengers may have been bad, but it was better than Crucible. Do we even?
Yeah, I mean, that game got-
I
that
saw
game
this
got-
in a video today. I'm like, holy shit, Crucible was this year. What the fuck? That lasted like a week.
What
Oh,
it
God.
launched, got put
And
back
died.
into beta, and then got
It got murdered.
cancelled. I don't know how to explain
Yeah,
it.
it was-
within a matter of
It got
months.
deleted.
Was it even months though? I think it was like less than.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it was so
God.
short. They saw what happened to the Avengers and they put theirs out, looked at it and went, mm-mm.
Nah,
I'm not making that loss. Mm-mm. Put
Yeah,
that,
I think
put that shit in the bin.
originally they released it, kind of, and then they put it back in beta, and then they dropped a heap of the game modes that didn't make sense. And all right, we'll work from there. And then Amazon's, you're like, you know what, fuck this. We're dropping all this and delaying all the games we're working on, because clearly, I mean, they're obviously just trying to make money off the pandemic, because Animal Crossing blew the fuck up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, oh yeah, let's people at home playing games, let's force them to play this shitty game. And people are like, no.
Amazon could like afford the loss, so I mean,
Oh
it
yeah,
must have
easily.
absolute
I don't think they had a
poo-poo on the
lot.
inside to kill
I don't
it.
think they had a lot in it, going by especially the state the game was in. It was rough.
Bye bye.
Bye. So with some sadness out of the way, back to some happy news. Let's go
Wait,
through.
what was yours?
Oh, mine. Did I not? Did I not go through mine?
What was yours?
Yeah,
I'm just.
yeah,
I
where's
don't
we
want
got
to talk
stuck
about
on
it.
it.
I mean, we went through the Avengers, and that was like half of it. So I have a couple of things. I'll do the first one first. I'll do one first because I know it's going to be fairly short. But the release of Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. It literally ruined the fucking game for me because I'd heard nothing but hype, and I was like, "This is awesome!" Like I had people go play it, and then early last year I got a PlayStation. I'm like, fuck yeah, I can go through, I can play all the really good first party titles. You know, I got through God of War and Spider-Man. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is sick. And then I was about to start Horizon Zero Dawn, and like, it's coming out on PC, and I'm like, oh really? So I'm like, all right, I'll wait. You know, I'll wait a few months. It's fine. I ended up trading in my PS4 copy because I'm getting on PC. I'll get some other titles I wanted to play on PlayStation. And the PC launch comes out, and I still haven't finished the game because it is fucking unplayable.
Wow, isn't that bad?
It was that bad. Like,
I played it on PlayStation 4 last year, like at the start of the year. So I avoided that.
Me too, actually.
Yeah. you guys dodged a heavy bullet. But I'm maybe like 20-30% of the story in. I was getting frame stutters, game crashes, just it was making me physically ill to play. It was that bad.
Oh,
I was getting like 20 frames a second, and then and like you'd optimize everything. I thought, okay, maybe it's because I'm streaming it, because that's also a reason I waited for PC, because it's easy to stream things as well. And I'm all right, I'll play some offline. I'll drop the settings right down, and it was still just like it was so poorly optimized, and from people that bought us the Death Stranding PC port, which was phenomenal from what I've heard. I still haven't played Death Stranding yet.
It's the same engine.
Yeah, same engine, same people making it, and it was a total dumpster.
So bad.
Wow.
I don't know. Like, and I've heard from someone that has a similar rig to mine now, they've started playing it, and it's playable now. And this is like what, 6-8 months afterwards. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll look at it. But it really sullied my experience of that game, because I do love a really good open world game, and I've heard nothing but like great things about this game. It's like I can't bring myself anymore to just play it. Like it's sitting there. I haven't even bothered uninstalling it yet. It's just you're there, whatever. Just call me when you're fixed, motherfucker.
Yeah.
The other one, I know you guys, we've spoken about this a little bit earlier. It's not a game, but it was the Game Awards. Because oh my fucking god.
Wow, yeah, you know our opinions.
Don't get us started.
That was, I'm not gonna lie, kind of the point. But do you guys think, I mean, the Game Awards is a little bit last year, right? Or not last year, year before. Like, it was kind of heading this way. But do you think, because E3 cancelled, because that happened this year too, that it affected the way the Game Awards played out and how heavily advertised it was?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think there would be a lot of studios that want to show something, and it's better to be able to show it in that format than to try and, just pop it out there by itself. But it was a mistake. I shouldn't have done
it. I also think, like, last year's wasn't much better when it comes... Like, I think...
Sure, last year's was shorter, surely. I feel like this year's was...
I still think it was like 3 hours. Yeah, maybe. I still think last year was about 3 hours, though. But, like,
I felt my life
felt more egregious, especially towards the end. It really felt like they were piling on the sponsorships. Like, talking to the head of Epic about Fortnite for 15 minutes was just a complete waste of fucking time.
I don't want to see
it's like, I'm sorry, but, like, yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Show me it quickly and move it on. Fortnite's been around. I'm done.
The
Show me something
year
new,
before, at least, they had, best music not in the fucking pre-show.
Oh,
yes!
I think that was the thing that pissed me off the most. It's like, and
that's what pissed us off the most.
It was so ridiculous. Oh, by the way, here's like some of the most prestigious awards in the thing, aside from Game of the Year itself. in the pre-show. And no one watches the pre-show unless you're looking forward to a game release, right? That's how this works. So I skip that. We'll get to the main show where the good bits are.
Fucking words for how angry that makes me.
I can't understate how important I think music is to games. Just the first pre-show, you know, fuck.
It was in the first. I think I counted in the pre-show. There were 8 awards given. 5 of those were in the first 3 minutes.
Awards, like
yeah, some of them were esports awards, but the first 3 or 4 were in the first 5 minutes.
What a joke!
And on. It's like shit. People aren't even showing up yet. It's like, oh, what? By the way, we've done those. You have to go back and watch all the ads for that shit again.
It's like it's the pre-show. It's meant to be like. Alright, I can go on about this.
If they done like all the shit aside and then just awards and then pre-show and a post-show, whatever. Even if they did like,
I hated how they skipped through the awards.
Yes.
Why can't those devs talk about how proud they are? Like, what makes their award less worthy? Why can't you have broken up those massive advertisement breaks with the awards that I'm here to see?
Exactly.
Especially with like best debut game. No matter who wins that.
That's huge.
It's awesome.
It's massive.
That
yeah.
To be like, yeah, we can.
That
talk
one
about
confused me because
stage.
was it best debut indie? I was like, wait,
best debut game.
Yeah, best debut game.
Yeah.
It's mostly always indies because there's not normally
a lot of AAAs that'll get it.
That just well, there's no like AAA that's just walking in here like here's our debut game sort of thing, you know?
Yeah. I was very confused about that one because I'm like, wait, aren't all these games debuting? I mean, aside from Among Us, but aren't all these games debuting this year? I'm like, why does this award exist? And then it was explained to me later. I was like, it's their first game.
Their debut,
as a studio. So yeah, like imagine that studio. I can't even remember who won. Who was it?
Phasmophobia.
Yeah. That one boy,
that one dude, yeah.
That one guy. Imagine if he could have said a few words. He probably would have like had a heart attack.
It's just
that's what would have happened to me.
And that was it. That was the speech.
But that's what Among Us did anyway. Like, so it doesn't matter. But what an opportunity for him! Like to get.
Instead
it bothers me so much. How dare you speed through those awards? I'm here for those. Split them up with the advertisements. Don't give me advertisements split with awards.
I mean,
what shits me is like.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, puppies.
No, you go. You're right.
What shits me is like every other industry when they want to have an awards show, they just have an awards show. Why is it that the gaming industry is like, oh no, we can't just have an awards show. We have to have game announcements. We have to have ads and trailers. Like what? Like. Why do we think so little of the people who make these games? That's like my thought of it. Is like, respect these fucking people who are making the fucking video games that are, you know, that we all love.
We all spend hours in these worlds. Also, get us industry professionals to, you know, present these awards as opposed to professionals from other industries. Like I understand that there are some crossover, but you don't need all of that. Like,
I was in two minds about that because all right, cool, they're trying to get gaming into more of a main space, spread the love, sure, get some big names in, but I mean, just
it's the biggest industry, the biggest media industry in the world. We don't fucking need actors. We should be like showing off like these developers that are, you know, they should be treated like stars.
You know
instead
definitely, yes.
If Corey came out, like he didn't like he could have come out and presented an award. Like he's accomplished and everybody would have loved it. Like
I mean, this year was different because of COVID and that kind of shut everything down and there was restrictions with that. But I mean, the Zoom calls are reliable.
You got Zoom?
Yeah.
You can Zoom, and they're not as reliable, I guess. And time zones are a thing, which could make things difficult. And if it wasn't like a restricted thing, they could potentially they could fly everyone in to accept awards. I mean, I don't think they would, but I'm trying to be nice to them a little bit because I can understand that being a difficult thing to arrange. But still, let the people talk about the fucking games.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Wild.
Love that.
Yeah. So they're mine. They're mine for this year. They're
I love it. Brilliant.
Big sads. Yeah.
Brilliant sads.
disappointments.
Great disappointment. From going from lows to high, let's talk about our top 5 for this year. No particular order, because because we don't like to play favorites too much. I mean, there's also always standout games, and because we're not the Game Awards, give us a bit of an explanation as well. You know, tell us why you like these games and what really kind of what put it in that spot for you, Elliot.
All right. Wasteland 3. Wasteland 3. Incredible game, incredible writing, really fun combat. Like, I love that tactical turn-based combat, and with the squad, and it's just incredible. I've never played the funny as heck. Absolutely.
I haven't played it yet. I don't usually play those style of games. But yeah, maybe I'm gonna have to look into it. I have heard really good things about it.
Yeah, because if you like
not
RPGs,
too long overly as well.
No, it's not.
Comparatively to RPGs,
right?
30-40 hours or something. If you like RPGs, I think you'll love it, because it is, there's a lot of decision making, and there's a lot of kind of diverging paths and all that kind of stuff, and it's very clever. But I guess the big difference for a lot of people is the tactical combat, which I think is I love XCOM and I love that kind of style, but it's so much different because it's not, you're not just doing a mission. You're playing essentially what's a semi-open world RPG, and it just the way you can do your combat and level all your teammates up to kind of complement each other with different weapons and different skills and perks, and it's just excellent, and the story is great, and I highly recommend it to anybody who likes RPGs in general, but also something a bit slower paced, because it is tactical and there's a lot of conversation, and it's really fun. Love it.
You want to run off your first one?
Yeah, I'm gonna do one that we've already talked about. Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
I cannot I know you said not to number, but this is definitely my game of the year, because it's just everything is. I can't find one thing to fault in that game. It's perfect. It's beautiful. The gameplay is so good. It's so responsive and accurate, and I just had the greatest time chopping the shit out of people, riding around on my horse. I 100% of that game got my platinum trophy. I haven't got a platinum in years. I just couldn't be bothered. But that game is so good. Everything about it, the story is perfect. The ending and the choice that you make at the end is, it's beautiful. What an amazing culmination of everything that you've experienced in that storyline. And also, I've already said it a million times, but it's beautiful. I can't get over how good it looks.
It is a gorgeous game.
Nothing this year has looked better. Nothing. I stand by it.
Also, it's also why it's on my list for this year, again, because holy shit, that fucking game was so good.
So good.
I love the way I thought it was a bit of a gimmicky thing when they were first explaining it before the release of the game, the way that the wind would work and then the animals would lead you to places. Yeah, that's cool. Whatever. I love all those foxes so much.
I love a bird. Just a bird.
It is the worst game for someone that is easily distracted. Moving thing. It goes somewhere. Yeah. Let's do stuff.
Steam, let me follow a fox. Oh, absolutely. I cannot get over that game. What? And it's so...
Yes, and again, points you made. The story's fantastic. Combat is amazing. Just the whole world is so beautiful. I have never spent. Oh, yes, so good.
I felt it in my soul. I love that game.
And what was the other thing? The photo mode.
God.
I have never stopped taking photos in the game so much. It was really good. it was really easy to use and get good shots. But if you spent the time with it, there was some like there was a competition that PlayStation had where they had like, you know, send us your best screenshots, and holy shit, like, there was stuff that I didn't think was possible in the game. It's like, how did they do this?
Like, literally ruined other photo modes for me. I play Cyberpunk and I go into the photo mode. I'm like, what is this garbage? Like, what?
I haven't touched the photo mode in there yet.
It's garbage comparatively. Like, it's not the worst. It's not bad. I mean, there are some things that I do really despise about it, but any photo mode for everyone shall be tainted because it's so good. It's so good. You can change your particle effects and the speed that they're coming at you at, like,
and the direction and just
change
everything.
the time of day, change your expression to whatever you want. Like, it's just so fucking good. Change the music if you wanted to have a clip as well. As
you can have those clips.
A photo.
I had something close to 3 gig worth of images and video files. After I was done through the playthrough, I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to sort through this. I did not like. The worst part was I was streaming too, and like midway through this action, I just stopped. I'm like, oh wait, guys, I have an idea, and like pan around, you're zooming out. It's like, actually no, this is gonna work, and then like 3 seconds later, oh no, wait, there's a really cool thing happening this side.
It's just so good.
Yes.
You have to finish it, Elliot, because it's
go. How far in are you?
It's like
I've finished Act 1 and started the first 2 missions in Act 2, and I picked up other games, and I really love it as well. It's an incredible game, and I think I almost burned myself out on it a little bit because I just walked around and followed foxes and followed birds, and I was like, oh, look at this coastline, I'm just going to walk over here. And then like I was like, oh man, now I've played it for like 10 hours but I haven't done anything, and then some new game came out and I didn't keep playing. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It's not in my top 5, but I think it would be if I finished it for sure.
I'm telling you it would be, man.
Yeah, it would,
absolutely.
Well, we're making it happen. way better than probably The Last of Us. Not that I've played that either, but
I agree.
Yeah,
I watched it and I didn't enjoy it, so that's all I need.
Enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah.
What about another one for you, Elliot?
All right, next one for me is Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is such a weird left field thing for me to choose. Like I said earlier, I just don't play JRPGs. And I watched my partner play it, and then I was like, I have to play this game. And I this is the story of this year for me, is I haven't finished every game that I've played, but I have watched pretty much the entire game. But I'm, 2/3 of the way through the game, more halfway through the game, and it is just the cinematography and the character building and the music is amazing. And the combat is so fun. Like, and part of the reason I never really grabbed onto JRPGs in general is the combat. And the combat in Final Fantasy VII Remake is so good. It is so fun and fast paced, and you're always doing something. You're always like jumping to your next squad member to heal or attack or do something or do an ability or something like that. And you're kind of really engaged. You're not just like smashing like a lot of, JRPGs and a lot of Final Fantasy games where it's just like attack. It's like really clever combat. The story is awesome. I don't even have that nostalgia thing. And this is why this is in my top 5, because like it really made an impact on me, even though I am not nostalgic for Final Fantasy VII at all. Like I never played the original. I did buy it on Switch. But I didn't play it. I got through the first, I don't know, like section of the game, and I was like, no, it's just too old. I can't play it. But it's just so well done, and it has its downfalls. It's got some dumb fetch questy kind of things, but it's just so clever. It's so well written, and the characters are just so lovable and awesome. It's a fantastic game. I really, really love it.
It's only the first part of it too. They're doing that like four parts, correct? 3 or 4 parts?
4?
3 or 4? I don't know. I don't know if
it
they've
might have been
actually
3.
said. Yeah.
I think. Oh, yeah. Actually, I don't think it is said. I think it's all speculation at this point.
Oh, is it really? Yeah, because I know
Master Trio.
where you get to in the what's currently available is like the first section of the original game.
Yeah, which you can apparently play in like 10 hours.
Yeah,
And they turned it into like a 50-hour like
That's
full-on
wild, bro.
RPG. It's wild. And
insane.
yeah, it's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did either of you play it?
No,
No.
I'm like you. I'm not a big JRPG, and it's not because of the combat or anything. I don't know why, but I find I don't gel well with anime style stuff. The overacting and the weird grunts just kind of do my head in, and like, yeah,
It's constant in Final Fantasy.
It's constant, and I just it's one of the reasons I don't like Borderlands 2, because every time you jump, it's and I'm like, what the why? I know I'm jumping, I'm pressing the button, I'm going up. I don't need the grunt every fucking time. Sure, if I landed hard, whatever, but just no, I don't.
Is this
need
anime?
it. Is this anime? What is this?
That's all.
That's awesome.
What was that, Kat?
I just didn't buy it because I'm poor. Otherwise, I would.
Fair.
That's also a solid reason for not playing a game. We would like to start a GoFundMe for Kat so she can play Final Fantasy.
Please.
For nothing else, it's just for Final Fantasy, please. Alrighty.
What about your next one?
What you got?
I'm gonna pop in with Demon's Souls.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Knew that was coming.
yes.
What a joy! I'm lucky enough to get that PlayStation 5 day one, and I got it for Demon's Souls because I fucking love FromSoft. I just give them my whole heart, and Bluepoint did the most fantastic remake. It's so good. It looks beautiful. Like Elliot, you would love the puddles. Like you you would not get over it. Like the rain hits them, they're like beep, 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 beep. They're so good, and they're not like
So
big
sick.
puddles either. They're just like in little footwells and shit. Like the detail is astounding. The photo mode is also fantastic, but like it's a spot on recreation. It's so good. Like I recognize where I was 100% of the time. Even though I didn't always know which way I was going because I forget stuff, I could like remember the areas and everything. Like it was so spot on, and I loved it. Like the gameplay felt, true to what it was, but I felt like I had grown because I wasn't shit anymore. Like it was fantastic, and it was still really hard in some bits, and then I like whooped its ass in some bits and made me feel really good. And they also added in they didn't add too much at all, which is cool. Some people thought they were going to add in like the 6th Archstone and all this extra things that people would look forward to, but they wanted to stay pretty faithful to the original. But they did add like this door that couldn't open, and you had to do some like random shit to figure it out, and it took like an insane amount of hours through an insane amount of streamers and all this like group think to actually figure it out. And that's that shit that Souls community loves, and I fucking love it. Like it was so good. I love that game, man. Definitely recommend it to everyone. You might have a bad time if you're not patient, but it's so good. So good. What a dream.
Nice. The next one on my list we've spoken about before. Elliot and I have voiced our opinions very strongly either way. Squadrons. But yeah, I we've both had very different experiences, but I love the game, how immersive it was, I love the combat. It's a multiplayer that I enjoy, which is rare. The only thing that really bummed me out was the jankiness between the missions and the lack of support, because if that game had support, I'd still be playing it now. It would be like a mainstay game for me because it was so much fun, and you get in a squad with a bunch of people and you're just flying around shooting shit. Everything about it was so good and just drew you in, and I really enjoyed it. And I can't even explain half the reasons why I enjoyed it so much. I just wanted to keep playing it, but now it's hard to find matches, and it makes me like big sad.
Oh damn!
It's and that's the biggest drawback from it. Like they did because they didn't support it. You know, people played it. It's all right, we're playing the multiplayer. There's only the 2 modes. I would have loved to see more modes. You know, and so everyone just kind of, oh, okay, this is what it is now, and they've dropped off. And it's kind of sad to see the game like that, but fucking love that game.
I think maybe my opinion of it is different because I didn't play any multiplayer. Like I just played the story, and I
now you never will.
Yeah, probably not because I can't get a game.
Yeah, you can play single player. Single play. You can play the multiplayer modes like against bots, which is cool. Yeah. But again, not the same as like fighting the unpredictability of other people, like jetting around and pulling off some really weird and wonderful shit in their fighters. But yeah, multiplayer was fantastic, and I really wish they had more of that.
Yeah, isn't it weird like that? Like something like that can fall off so quickly because there's no content added. Whereas like, you know, something like I don't know, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, or you know, like, or even let's say the old Battlefront games, like still have a community, even though they're feature complete at launch, but they still have this community that plays everything that's on those games originally. Whereas like this game's come out and it's kind of died off. It's just I don't know, it sucks. It really sucks.
You're right. It's weird because I mean, again, I could be very, very alone in my opinion here, which is fine because that's what opinions are all about. But it is weird to see such a well-made Star Wars game as far as things go, not to have that kind of base community there anymore. I'm a little bit sad because I want more Star Wars games like this and Fallen Order because they're like that's the shit we want. Fallen Order was fantastic. Also, that's on Game Pass now, which is great.
Sure is, yeah. Great.
Yeah. What's your next one, Elliot?
My next one is Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I didn't put it in because I knew you would.
I had a feeling one of you would. I was like, yeah, I'll leave this one just in case.
I'm guessing you both played it then.
Of course.
Yes.
I love Ori. I love everything about that game. Just the emotion and that, like the music, that is where like the music really shines. Like that main theme that is like the menu theme and the opening of the game. Like I will never forget that song. And in fact, I was listening to it last night, and it's just such an incredible, you know, platformer, such an incredible Metroidvania. Just like how they can do so much like emotion, and you care so much for these like creatures with little else but music and some really basic dialogue, like not even dialogue, it's like sound effect. It's just it's beautiful, and it is the most beautiful game that has ever been made. And I stand by that. It's like the artwork is just blows my mind. The music blows my mind. I absolutely adore that game so much.
Yes, very much agree. It's a real play. It's hard. It can be a difficult game, but it's hard. But everything else about it makes like if you're struggling, worth it. Like you go back, you can enjoy the atmosphere of the game, even if you're like because I mean you die, you go back to a certain point, you go, oh cool, I can travel through all this again, and it's just beautiful.
And the things like that, like the checkpoint system that was improved from the last game, the weapons that were improved from the last game, the traversal that was not improved but just like added upon. It's so good. Like just an absolute joy. And those escape sequences where you're trying to escape, like, oh my god. And the bosses, even the one boss that absolutely did my head in because I was having glitches and shit with it, and like it was just so hard, and then it would glitch out and I would die.
Wait, was that the wolf?
The spider.
Oh, the spider, right.
Yeah, I was having these weird graphical glitches and it was just horrifying. It's so annoying. But even that, like the battle itself was so good that once I did get through it, it was just so memorable, even though I had issues with it. Love it. Beautiful.
It is stunning. I think what shall I pick for my next one? I'm just gonna Hades. What a Hades. What a game. Hades. I love that game. Like, I don't really like roguelikes at all. But I love Supergiant games. I really like Transistor and Bastion. I love those games. And the art style. So I was like, you know, I've gotta support my boys. I'll pop Hades in. What a fantastic story. Just the way that they tell the story is so different comparatively to what I've seen of roguelites before. I don't know if I've ever seen that in any game that I've played before. Like, such an intense focus on your loss and your death. You being shit moves the story forward, you know? Like, it was so good the way that it builds upon itself, and how your abilities and your boons and your, you know, powers ascend, and you work on yourself and you improve and you create these relationships with all these characters, as well as having just a fucking rad time with some rad art, some rad music. The voice acting is incredible. Just a joy all around. Absolutely.
I haven't played Hades yet, but I've seen, I've watched a little bit of it.
I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
You said you were going to play it on your holiday.
I haven't even turned the Switch on my holiday.
It's so good though. I would recommend it to literally everyone. If I can play it and enjoy it when I don't even like roguelites, then surely.
Because that's what originally put me off, because it's like a roguelite. I fucking hate roguelites.
Yeah.
They're just like, I die enough in video games. I don't need to keep doing it and starting over again. I don't need that toxicity in my life. But if you're saying it's worth the pain, I may have to look into it, because it does look like a gorgeous game.
It's so good, and like you start a run, and like it's really interesting, because I'd find something that I hadn't found before, and it would give me more information, or I'd, you know, get enough money or whatever, and I'd be like, I want to die now. I want to go back and learn more, talk to these people, and, you know, give them my stuff, as opposed to actually finishing my run, sort of thing. Which I never ended up following through on that. I always tried to get to the end. I think it took me 12 tries to complete it, to get an escape, but even more on the.
That's not hard, yeah.
Because I'm fucking good, bro. I'm an apex gamer, bro.
Hardcore.
Yeah, but like the amazing thing is that once you finish it, like that's not the end of the game. Escaping isn't the end of the game. There's so much story to still enjoy afterwards, and so many more things become available, and so much replayability in the different weapons and sort of boon arrangements that you can come up with, and the story is so good, you just want to keep going. Like, I love it. I can't get over it enough. And like, no, I'll have to stop, because I'll keep going forever. It's such a good game.
We'll hold you there. My next one on my list is Gears Tactics.
Oh, yes. Nice.
Because I haven't finished it because lack of skill. That is my problem, because I'm not a tactical person. I am a run in and punch everything person. This is how I roll. But for a game to transition so well from one genre to another was just, it was beautiful. And it looked gorgeous. The mechanics were, it was easy enough to grasp, where I was like, okay, I understand the mechanics and how this works, and it's easy enough to see where this is going. And for someone that doesn't play that style of game that often, it felt good to be able to go, oh yeah, I can do this and pull it off. And you felt really accomplished when you, like, especially that first boss fight was a pain in my ass.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like I spent 4 hours trying to fight that asshole.
Oh my god!
It was like, I am bad, but I'm determined. So I was like, no, I am beating this mofo. It is happening. And I just sat there. And it took, I think I took a break for a couple of days and then came back and then finally got him. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. I got through that. But it was worth it. And quietly as well, I love the customization on the characters. That was so much fun. I dressed them all up like Christmas presents. It was I had a Christmas squad and it was the best thing ever. And I mean, you go into very serious cutscenes like where they're wearing like green and red patterns with like gold trimmings. It was so much fun.
So good. These big tough guys.
Yeah.
They're just like, I had them in like bright pink and shit.
Bright pink, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, fantastic game. I mean, for a game for years ago, any other genre, you couldn't see it doing anything else aside from that style, like XCOM kind of game, tactical gameplay. But I didn't think it'd work as well as it did, and it was really, really good, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm just after that. I've just passed that first boss when I last played it, and it's so good. It is just like, it's as well produced as a Gears game, which are some of the like, you know, best, you know, highest quality cutscenes and all that kind of shit in the industry.
The voice acting is really, really good
voice
as well.
Acting's great. The main character is Sekiro, and he's an amazing voice actor. He's also in Squadrons. It's a fucking great game, and I love how it like does things that XCOM does, but in its own way. Like even Overwatch and like executions change up the way you play it, and it's a tactical turn-based game like XCOM, but it's completely different, and they absolutely nailed it. It's such a fucking cool game.
Yeah, definitely. What's your next one?
Cyberpunk.
Oh, really?
I didn't put it on the list.
Interesting choice.
I didn't think it was. Kat, I think we haven't really spoken a lot lately, but you seem jaded.
I am.
I am.
Yeah.
I almost put it in my biggest disappointment of the year.
Man.
I honestly thought it'd pop up somewhere though.
I love it. It is so good. And I haven't finished the story, but I'm up to Act 3, and
we're still in the same spot.
I am absolutely blown away with the writing and the just the development of the world, and it's so cool. And I don't know, just like the hacking, the stealth, the combat, it's super fun. It's super in depth, and I think it's getting a real rough go of it because of some really dodgy things that the company has done. And absolutely, I'm not going to be an apologist for fucking terrible business decisions, but like, it's a hell of a game. And I'm on holidays at the moment, and I have my Xbox One with me, and I've played it a little bit. But I really, really want to get home to play it on the Series X again, because it is just phenomenal on the Series X, and it's a world that I just love to be in. I'm really, I'm just digging it. I'm digging it hard.
Yeah, no, I'm like you said, I'm a bit jaded on it again, mostly because of the business practices. There's some. I like glitches, right? I love glitches. I think they're fucking hilarious. I mean, it is a wonder to me that I've never played Skyrim, right? But I don't know. There's something about it that is. I love the world. I love the characters. I love everything. It's just, I think I'm not quite in it enough yet. So you guys are on Act 2 now, right? We're getting close to Act 3. So I'm only just breaking into Act 2 now, because I've been busy with work and stuff, so I haven't had a lot of time to play. And I'm also trying to balance playing that and finishing Valhalla.
Yeah.
Which are two very similar games. I dropped Valhalla as well. and it's sort of life for now. I do want to go back and finish it, but I can see where Valhalla is going. I'm like, cool, this is a game I know it's like Odyssey. It's going to be huge, and it's going to take like 160 hours to like somewhat get through most of the fucking story. But yeah, and so I think there's a bit of a disconnect for me there, which I'm sure I'll get over. But it is a fun world. It is so much fun.
I love the game.
I get distracted a lot. Yeah.
I love the gameplay. I'm having a great time. I love the characters. I don't even mind the bugs. Like, mine crashes quite a bit, but I'm not bothered. I'm a patient gamer, so it doesn't really bother me that much. I just the more I play it, the more I remember the things that they said were going to be there, and they're not there, and it disappoints me. And it's just worming its way in. Like, you remember when they said that you got to choose your childhood icon, like your hero, and you could choose Johnny Silverhand as your childhood hero if you wanted to, so you'd know more about him, or you could choose like some other random celebrities. I want to do that shit.
I don't remember that, but
I don't remember that either.
Oh, yeah, you got to choose like 3 things for like your storyline, so that you could get like this really great, like unique character to bring into the world.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And just all the way down from that, which would be a very high level, like difficult thing to be able to worm through an entire storyline for however many different combinations you could have, all the way down to, why can't I just fucking change my haircut? Like,
wait, you can't change your haircut?
No, you can't get a haircut.
Oh,
you can't get a haircut. Like, why can't I wear the clothes that the other people are wearing? Why can't I do that? Why can't
when you pick up clothes off them, why are they still wearing pants?
Yeah, but like also, like,
yeah, it's not like Scabbers.
They wear some really sweet clothes, and they're just not there for you. Like, I hate all of the helmets that are available, but I see some civilians in sweet helmets. I can't have it. It's just you have the model, give it to me. Like,
let me decapitate this person and go, oh, this is cool. Yoink, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Exactly.
You know what would have been really cool? If you could follow them home and steal it from them.
Exactly. Like, why can't I just sneak up behind this guy and just yoink, like take his eddies or something? Like, I don't want to have to kill him to take his eddies.
Yeah, there's no pickpocketing. That's a good point.
Why the Mox bouncer? She has this sweet purple blue arm with spikes on it. Why can't I have that? Like, this game is so much about like style, and you can do whatever you want. Here's this person that's literally all gold, but not for you. Like, you
don't get the shinies.
Become fully shiny.
Yeah, and there's just those little things all the time. I'll see something and I'll be like, you should have done this differently. it's just worming its way, and I'm like, why'd you do it that way? Why can't I select things in my menu and scrap it all at once? Why not? Why do I have to scrap things one by one? Garbage. Why can't I choose to create 20 health, like, stim thingies, as opposed to just hold and circle 20 times in a row? Like, just these little things, man. They're really
stacked with crafting, though, right? Crafting systems, you need bulk crafting. You guys, I have the equipment, I have the materials. Let me craft all this shit. Not one. 2. Exactly. Are you sure you want a 3rd?
I'm like, yes, please, I need this. Like, so just those little things are really like eating at me, especially when we've had some really, really nice games this year. And I'm like, why though? Why'd you do that? Like, it seems like some of these things seem like such corner cutting. You had hair growth and haircuts in The Witcher 3. You've done it before.
You have these systems. Where the fuck are they?
Yeah, I don't even want the hair growth. Just let me cut the fucking hair. Let me change it. It's just hair.
GTA had it. Why can't you?
Exactly. That's just... But I do like what it is. It just isn't what they said it was going to be. And it's also dumb in so many ways.
It's just turned into the cat rant about Cyberpunk.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. That's. I mean, that's the thing, though. That's the whole point. Bringing up these different games, it gives us an opportunity to kind of give the different viewpoints on how we feel about them as well, which I think is really, really good.
It's still really fun.
Yeah.
All those people with the crab legs. Why can't I have those?
Wait, I haven't seen people with crab legs yet.
They've got like these feet that are just like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So
it's like this as a foot. Yeah, like it's just a point. Like,
right.
Like
I thought I was just imagining people with like 6 legs, like Darth Maul style, just like walking with a body in the middle.
That's what I want. Like, forget the 2
right.
crab legs. Give me 6. Now we're
Arms,
talking.
multiple
Yeah.
legs. Let's fucking go.
Oh, you know what? One other thing that really fucking bothers me. Why can't I change the color of my car? Why can't I change the color of my car?
They said you couldn't customize cars.
But I don't care. Why not? Like so many games, you just change the color of the car. I have all these like tiger claws out here in pink and blue cars. I want that. Why? It exists in the game, but you can't steal it and keep it. Like, I want it. I want to have that fancy car, but instead I've got grey or red. Like, it's so easy. Why can't I just pay to do that? The fast travel system. Why can't I call Delamain and go wherever I want? Why do I have to run 5 blocks to then fast travel somewhere else?
That's totally the same fast travel system as The Witcher, though.
I know,
Yeah.
but
You have to go to a
walk to the point.
Yeah.
It took me a second to realize what was going on there with that. I was like, oh wait, I've done this before.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I wish it was better.
Yeah, I get it.
Criticism, they can improve.
Yeah, absolutely. There are areas that it can be improved, but holy shit, I fucking
Still,
love
it's a
that
great
game
fun
so
game.
much.
I love it. I've spent so much time in there.
Amazing.
I want to wed Takamura and Victor Victor.
I'm all about Claire, the bartender.
Yeah.
No one talks about her, and I'm like, she's the best.
I know why no one talks about her. It's because they're bigots.
Yeah.
Have you done her missions?
I've just started her side missions now. I'm like that. I got to there the other night.
Yeah.
So I'm just flag on the back of her car that you should check out.
All right, I'll go back there and
straight away, and I know why people don't like it, but she's fab. I love her.
She's the best.
So good.
So
I love.
How problematic are we talking with this Flash?
It's
or
no
Nazi.
no.
She's a Nazi supporter. Wow, shit.
Like, no, it's like a it's the equivalent of like a rainbow flag sort of thing, you know? Like, so people don't like it.
Right.
What? People don't like it?
Get the fuck out.
Right.
But I love her.
Bigots,
yeah.
Fucking idiots.
You know who else I love? Fucking Pan Am. What a babe. What a babe. But let me tell you, she is straight. What a shame.
I have only seen her walk out of the bar so far.
Oh,
and
man,
I'm unsold.
All the people I want to like relationship with in this game won't allow it. It's so rough on me.
Yeah,
like...
where's relationshiping everybody?
Yeah, it's not fair.
Romance a stranger.
We spoke about this on the last week's or last fortnight's
My 3
podcast,
picks, and none of them want me.
Yeah, there's like very minimal relationships, but you know what? I got with Judy, so I'm happy. So
nice. Oh.
All right, what you got?
Spend enough time on Cyberpunk. See, I've got 3 for my last 2, so I've got to try and pick. But
I'll tell you what, we'll throw in an honorable mention because I've got a couple of extras. We can do an honorable mention.
Yeah, I got an honorable mention as well.
Beautiful then. Well, I really enjoyed Fall Guys this year.
Hell yes!
What a good game. In fact, I was playing it just before we started recording because I love it that much.
I also was playing Show for Show with my kid just before we came down.
It's so good.
That's so sick.
I don't know why, but something about it is just pure enjoyment when I play. I mean, occasionally you get a cheater in your lobby, and that's big sad. That's huge sadness. But it's just so fun. Can't get enough of it. I'm dressed up like a can, and I'm jumping over punching fists. Like, it's just.
And it's come the game itself has come a long way too with like the level design. Because I played up until like just before season 2, and I kind of put it away because I had other games on to play, and I like jumped back on for the first time tonight. I was like, "What the fuck are these levels?"
Yeah,
so
I maxed the rank thing for season 1, and then I started playing season 2. Like played the new levels a few times, went like put it aside, all the way up until season 3. Same reason, had other games to play, like whatever. Also, I just ground out so much Fall Guys time. So, came back in season 3, and their levels are so much more, like they're not complicated, but they're more involved. I guess their levels are more akin to Slime Climb, like the new levels. There's that much going on, but you don't die like you do in Slime Climb. You get to try again. So that there's more. They put in more obstacle course type races, and I love those. Like they're
they're
so
the most fun.
Yeah, they're the good ones. Like
absolutely.
the was it the platform, the fruit platform one, where you've got to like guess the.
I thought the memory.
Yeah, the memory one. That's it's fun, but it's like, okay, we will go here.
They've got to put a big
go
spinny
here.
thing on it now, so that you get whacked off while you
Have they?
do it.
That'll be
That's pretty
yes.
good. The one I
That's
hate the
clever.
most is Rollout. What a how
I love
boring.
Rollout. Rollout is great. Mostly because I get in there and try and yeet people through the gaps.
Oh, okay. See, I'm not a mean gamer, so I don't bully anybody while I'm playing.
I'm not mean. I just like chaos. Okay.
I'm not mean. I'm just a bully.
I think the thing about Rollout that really bothers me is it's got the 5 sections, you know, and they always turn the exact same way. And like the first couple of times I play it, I noticed it, and I know the pattern, and you can run to one end, run to the other, the long ones come through, and you just stand on those, and then you go to the next long one, and you just go to the next long one, and like, it's an easy win, like easy way to get through, unless some bully comes and pushes you off the edge. So it's the most boring one for me. So Rollout and the Memory one are definitely the worst games. But since I've played again in Season 3, I've only got Rollout once, and I haven't got the Memory game again. So
that's good. I mean, with more maps
them.
too, there's a lot more variety going on there. So that you're going to see the shittier ones less, which is always good, because they always kind of seem to force the new ones to come out more often, which is nice.
Yeah. But what a good game.
It is.
Wholesome.
It was
Wholesome.
It was also on my list, but since you stole it quite rudely.
Damn,
it's okay. It's okay.
You can bring your honorable mentions in. It's fine.
Yes, exactly. I've got the honorable mentions. So this one, smaller game by Tiny Dino Games, Ambassador, Fractured Timelines. I don't know if either of you have heard of this one. All right, so it's a twin stick shooter.
I know exactly what game you're talking about.
Yes, it is so hard and so good, and I hate it and I love it, and it's like the 16-bit pixel style.
I honestly don't think I could play that game. You know, like as patient as I am, I think I would die. I would rip my controller in two. I can't understand how you can do 2 sticks at the same time.
Well, see, I was on PC, so it was point with the mouse, move the WASD. So it wasn't too bad. So I was like, it was an easy way to do it. But there's some really cool, like the way the game kind of builds you up, and you get all these new abilities that you can use, even though they're different enough. Like there's like a twin axe that you can throw out, and it kind of loops around and comes back, and then there's like one that kind of has a delayed reaction, and there's like just a laser one, and it's all like based around magic too, so it's really fun. They get a bit wild with it. But the level design is really cool. The combat itself is, again, hard, and like it is brutal, but it is so much fun. It's just the final boss fight nearly killed me. I like
real life.
So, yeah, really. It goes through like 6 stages.
Ooh.
It is like the thing about the boss fight is like most of the boss fights. Sorry, okay, I can't see when the boss is attacking me because I have to hide, or like because it's the map kind of moves around with you, but you don't get the entire map, which is what makes it really hard. And so if you can't see the boss, you can't see him telegraph his attack, so you don't know what you're doing, so you're just kind of reacting to what's coming at you, and they're fairly random. There's no like proper pattern. They kind of mix it up to keep you guessing. But the final boss fight is that, but through like 6 different levels, and it is just a test of absolute endurance. Like you are like, by the end of it, your fingers are just like, oh, I can't move. I can't have a drink of water because I can't move my fingers to grip the fucking cup kind of pain. But you keep playing, and it is done so well. I love it. So good.
What's it called again?
The Ambassador Fractured Timelines. It's by Tiny Dino.
Yeah,
Worth
cool.
checking out if you can. It's a
Yeah.
very fun game. Frustrating but fun. I love it. It seems to be a running theme for me this year. I find games that I hate or that make me hate myself, and then I'm like, I have to put myself through this pain. I'm just trying to outdo 2020 with the pain factor, I think. All right, Elliot, your final
Last one. And this, again, I know you said don't order them, but this is my goatee. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2.
Nice.
This is a perfect remake. It is so... It's just... Sorry?
Good year for remakes.
It has been a fantastic year for remakes. It's like all the best games have been. I mean, except for Ghosts, but...
Yeah.
Remakes, yeah.
And Tony Hawk's 2 was like one of the games that kind of defined my childhood and the music I listened to, and you know, being a fan of skateboarding and skateboarding myself, and to play 1 and 2 fully like how you picture them when you're a child and you're playing them on a shitty fucking PC, you know, and it's like it just looks incredible, and the music is just nostalgia, and just everything about the game was absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't put it down until both Tony Hawk's 1 and 2 were 100% done. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll play another game now. And it just like
I won't go back and replay them just yet.
Yeah, exactly. And it just I absolutely loved every minute of that experience, and like getting back into the swing of like the controls and just the muscle memory. It was just like so much fun, and it is a perfect game. I think a perfect remake. Absolutely my game of the year.
Nice. So, I haven't played yet. I played the original, so much like you, it was kind of like a large part of my childhood was playing Tony Hawk, and I want to get back to getting into that one eventually. But again, because I tend to put remakes off because I know like if they're good, and it's a good nostalgia hit. But it's not something I want to. If I can get a new experience in, find that I kind of gravitate towards that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
My last one.
What you got?
I'm gonna put in Genshin Impact. Lock that bad boy in.
Ooh,
what a surprise
really?
for me. Yeah, it was like something that really made it stand out for me is I always try to play mobile games because I just want to play games all the time. But no mobile game ever keeps me around. But like Genshin Impact was so good to just like play on my PC, drop off, play on my phone, like spend some sweet time just doing some little quests with my anime bros. So like I had an amazing time learning all this random shit about this classic sort of anime storyline. And like the art was beautiful, the gameplay sort of like Breath of the Wild was amazing. So like it was just surprisingly really enjoyable for me. I just downloaded it on a whim and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a go, whatever. But I love it. Like I don't play it as much as you know, I'm sure most people that are still playing the game play. Like I don't go in and do the dailies or anything like that. I'll just play it occasionally and have my good fun. But it's big for only having like 2 of the areas that they're gonna be having. I think they're soon to release or just released a new area as well. Like, and the puzzles, I fucking love puzzles. Like, it's so good. The combos between your characters, because you can switch between them when you're fighting and like get sweet ass combos going on. Like,
so do you travel with like a group, and you can just kind of as combat flows, you switch between them. So it's very similar to like Final Fantasy kind of combat. Yeah, but no, but
yeah, but no, because like you play as the one character, but you're in a team, but it's only ever one character is fighting, and you just switch them out. And I think it's got like a one second or 1.5, 2 seconds something cooldown between switches, so you can really spam it, and like you like go to one character to get your heals and your buff, and then you'll pop over to another character to like stack like an effect on the enemy, and then you'll go to your last character and trigger the effect, and go to another character, do this or that, like grab a shield from one character to carry over to the other one. So there's like a lot of combos that you can do, and it is in a way very gated because it's definitely a gacha game and there's so much of that involved. But you also, like, I have not paid $1 and I have 9 different characters that I can play. Some of them I've got doubles of, so they've leveled up in their constellation, so they're just more powerful sort of thing. So you definitely don't have to put money in. If you do want like the super high level characters, then you probably do have to put money in, because the pools, you need like 200 pools to actually get someone guaranteed. But like, I just loved it. Like, what a joyous game. I love running around picking flowers and shit so I can go cook them later and make me a good sweet madame and eat that hash browns. They looked so good. Art also, like, just the art was fantastic, and that has a huge impact for me. So it was just, you know,
a Genshin impact, you could say.
It had a huge Genshin impact.
It's an interesting game to watch because of the way it released too on all 3 platforms. Like, so it's PC, mobile, and console. And it has done so well. I think a lot of developers will be paying attention to that because, I mean, yes, it's probably also because it's a bit of a gacha game and it's doing well and people are playing it on like different platforms. I think,
and the fans are like obsessed.
Yeah, they have this really, really dedicated fandom at the moment, and I think that'll be an interesting format to watch going forward, especially with Microsoft leaning towards away from kind of consoles and going towards more of a digital format. I think this is something that we'll be seeing more of, where it's like, all right, all 3 platforms, free to play.
Perfect.
And,
like, it was seamless. I was like, surely not. Surely I'm gonna have trouble like playing this on my phone. It was seamless. It was so perfect. I was like, I cannot believe how shit I am at playing on mobile now that I've started playing it on mobile.
Oh no.
I think you're gonna love I know they're very, very different games, but they're both very inspired by Breath of the Wild. But I think you're going to love Phoenix Rising if you love Genshin that much.
Yeah, I am
very inspired.
It's ready to download, bro.
Probably yes. Nice. My final game is Ghost Runner by 505 Games.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I haven't played it. It was on my list for so long, and then I got distracted.
Get it? It is. Oh, so this game can be as long or as short as you want, kind of.
Kinda.
So I saw some reviews come out, and it was like, okay, people are finishing this in like 8-9 hours. Cool. All right, short game, something to kind of chew into, have a bit of fun with, move on. I played this for 27 hours.
Nice.
Mostly because I was dying a lot. Again, running back to my theme of dying and being determined. So it's like a first-person, fast-paced platforming game. So I think kind of like, parkour game. So it's like
Katana Zero in first person.
Yes. So Katana Zero and Titanfall had a fucking love child. And it's just, the level design is really well done. Like there's a really big speedrunning community behind it now, but there's like all this really cool stuff, and like it's got this really nice aesthetic to it. It's like it's a very cyberpunk style aesthetic, which is awesome. And you're just running around with a fucking ninja sword, jumping and like using these abilities and dashing between enemies. The enemies though are a bit of a task because they will one hit shot you every time. So it's one hit kill. And they are not stormtroopers. They will hit you nearly every time. They are infuriatingly accurate. It's like, what the fuck is going on? But it's just, I had so much fun with it. I died because there's death counters and timers before at the end of each level. I died 2,500 times.
Whoa!
playing this fucking game. And the fact that I went back and I kept going until I finished this motherfucker is a testament to how fun the moment-to-moment gameplay is. I mean, I think it was one particular level. I think it was one of the last ones. It was like 400 deaths on just the one level.
Wow.
Because there's so many moving parts, but when you pull it off, it feels so fucking good. And it runs really smoothly. I had no issues with it whatsoever. And it was just an absolute pleasure to play, as soul destroying as dying that many times was. It was so good. And I still go back now because it leaves your friends' scores. I'm all right, yeah, I'm gonna go beat them this level, and you run it and you run it and you run it. It's all right, I've beat them by 10 seconds, let's get on to the next one. And it's there's so much replayability there, especially if you're like even this tiniest bit competitive. But a very, very fun game to play. Yeah, would recommend as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
You guys have some honorable mentions. I used mine because someone's.
I stole your game.
I got a quick honorable mention. Yeah. Yakuza Like a Dragon. Great game. The Yakuza series. So I guess like I'm coming into it fresh, but like, man, it is like such a cool title. Like the way it blends some of the most like wacky, weird shit with really heartfelt story and these characters that you just like really respect and love. And I don't know how to explain like what this game is like. In the way it tells a story, it goes from being, and I think this is all Yakuza games, it goes from being like the weirdest shit you've ever seen to you want to cry. Like it's so well done, and it's an incredible RPG in itself. Like, and it's the first time they've done a Yakuza game as an RPG, and the main character is like obsessed with Dragon Quest, and that's the reason why it's an RPG. And like, it's just so clever, and it is so well written.
I really want to play it. It's so high on my list.
You will love it. You will absolutely love it. It's just it's a treasure of a game. It's friggin' hilarious, and all the characters are great. It's like, you know, so many games you play, especially. I know it's not an anime game, but it is very like bombastic like anime is sometimes, and you know, everyone's like a high school kid or something like that, and like a lot of JRPGs, they're all like in high school and shit. The main character is 40, your squad mates are all like in their 30s and 40s and 50s, and it's like they're like these human characters that are not like in the prime of their lives or anything. It's just really, it's such a different thing for an RPG to do, and it's fucking hilarious. It's so good.
Nice.
My honorable mention is Temtem. Came out at the start of the year.
Oh, that did come out this year.
Came out at the start of the year. And it's like, is it beta? Is that what it's in, or is it released and just not finished? I don't remember. But what an enjoyable experience. It was exactly what I expected it to be, which was like a Pokemon clone, but I feel like it was just better than Pokemon, like improved in ways Pokemon hasn't done in years. It just adding little things was so joyful, and being able to play with somebody else and run around and always do the duo battles because you have a friend, like, what a pleasure. Like, really brought me back to childhood, like picking up the fucking crystal turtle called Crystal, like the stupidest dumb names ever. But like, you could really see the influence in some of the like the creatures and things like that. But it was just so good. I can't wait until there's more. I was actually before I wrote up all my notes, I was talking about playing it again this morning. I was like, I play Temtem again, which is just perfect to bring it to mind for now. But like, it was so good. I played that for so long, for days and days and days, and like they have like the safari area that changes, and they have you know, Pokemon that are more likely to appear
Pokemon.
on sorry, the Temtems. Look, this is me
It's so
the
good.
entire time I played. Like, I was like, what about my Pokemon? Oh wait, my Temmy Temtem, my Tem cards instead of my Pokeballs and stuff like that. Like, but they're so close, but it's so good. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah, I think especially off the back of the newer Pokemon games, which were wildly disappointing.
Yeah.
And maybe very sad. I think Temtem did a great job of just being Pokemon without being Pokemon.
Exactly. It really scratches that itch. Like, it fills the void. You need more Pokemon, just go get Temtem. You'll have a great time. It's not finished yet, so if you're not about that, do wait. But it's great. You get to fucking sling through rocks and shit. You got a fucking lava surfboard or something. I can't remember really, but like it was great.
You've sold me on lava surfboard. I'm about it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Surfboard.
Like, it was great, dude. Great time.
All right, so we are at the start of a new year and the end of an old, with a whole 12 months ahead of us still to go. What are we looking forward to this year? What's piqued your curiosity? What's got you a little bit hyped?
I've got a whole host of things that I'm hyped for because I'm the conductor of the hype train. But
Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Choo-choo. I'd like to start with just something. It's not even something that I expect to have this year, but just something that I'd like to hear about. Beyond Good and Evil 2. Can I have some news? Can I have a little? Can I get a little something?
Already.
Don't.
Sorry.
I know you don't want that, Elliot.
I have concerns about that game.
Yeah.
I want it, but I'm terrified for its release all at the same time.
It's incredibly ambitious, and I'm excited to watch it succeed or burn, but I hope it succeeds because it looks really good. Like the gameplay demo that we saw last year.
Oh, so good.
It was so good. Don't disappoint me like Cyberpunk did. Don't show me this stuff. Which is good. They haven't shown too much, apart from like an entire giant universe and like world that you can traverse across, which is just mind-boggling. But I'd like to see something about it. Anything.
Even just a release date if it's for next year.
I don't even know. I think.
Will it ever get released though? Is this one of the things where power creep or becomes a feature creep becomes a thing?
Yeah,
and they just continue adding to it. Yeah.
Well, when we saw it last year, they said it was at least years away. So it's definitely not coming out this year or next year, I don't think. But I'd just like to, even if we just got another CG trailer, I'd love that. Like,
it's more of that gigantic universe.
Yeah, it's so interesting to me. I really love it, and I just want to see more.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Mine
Would you like
is...
me to split up my wishes with your wishes, or?
Yeah, we'll bounce them back and forth. We can.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's just bounce them around.
Mine is remastered, legendary edition, whatever it's called.
I forgot about that.
Oh my god! I am terrible because I always get hyped for everything BioWare. Like when they showed Liara in that trailer the other week at the Game Awards, I
creamed yourself.
Like pretty much, yeah. And I know I've been burned so many times, but you know, the Mass Effect remastered trilogy, can they get it wrong? I don't. I fucking hope not, at least. But I am so excited to I replayed them months ago, 2 years ago. And I'm just so excited to play them again with, you know, hopefully for number one, updated combat mechanics, especially in the first game, just to make it feel a little bit more modern and a little bit more smooth, because the combat in Mass Effect 1 is dog shit. But to be able to play them all again and just immerse myself in my favorite franchise again is so exciting. So Hopefully
I'm
that
excited.
happens. Give me that game, and I'll be set.
I'm excited to play them for the first time when they come out.
Hell yeah! That's so
I've only
exciting.
experienced
So exciting.
Inquisition, and I loved it. It was great.
Oh my god!
That's like the only game of this that I've played too. Like,
Right?
and I Inquisition, like I fell in love with that game. I have like the art books and all that sort of shit in my cupboard. Like, I fucking love that game. So, it better be good, Elliot. You've talked this
I'm
shit
so
up.
excited for you guys to play Mass Effect because it is the greatest game series of all time.
My one, or one of them, speaking of great game series that are kind of just beginning, God of War 2.
That was on my list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I'm fresh off playing the first. Like, I still haven't finished it all. I've still got the Valkyries and stuff to do, which I've heard of.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Incredible.
do that.
I did the story because I'm all about the story and oh boy, I just want to see how this unfolds because that cliffhanger at the end is like, wait, what? Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. I didn't play any of the old God of Wars either, so you know, it was a fully fresh experience for me. I know it was completely different, but it was entirely fresh experience for me. And I since playing that, I'm just like enamored with the team, the everything about it. I watched that documentary on the making of, and I was like, this is the best thing I've ever watched.
There's a TV series coming out too.
What?
And Sony are working on a ton of TV series at the moment. Apparently, Gerard Butler's going to be playing Kratos.
What?
Yeah, this came out the other day. I was like, what? Someone just like posted on my Discord. I'm like, when the fuck was this happening?
Damn. Well, yeah, I'm so excited. I can absolutely get behind you on the hype on that one. Like,
Yes.
that game, I can't think of anything wrong with that game either. I had such a pleasant time, not finishing it 100%, but just doing lots of stuff.
Just throwing axes at seagulls.
Yeah, puzzles again. I love
Puzzles!
puzzles.
The puzzles were
So
really well
good.
done too. They were fantastic. Like they were never like the same. They were always like a few similar mechanics, but it was enough to, all right,
Yeah.
this is how this works, and then they just kind of amped up the difficulty on it or the complexity, and it was really, really well done. Because
really
a lot of puzzle games have the problem of like they just like throw you in deep, so yeah, you figure it out, whatever. But this kind of taught you the mechanics as you went, and it was the way it was presented was really, really cool.
It's fantastic.
Kratos is the boy.
Yeah, the combat was a lot more it was a lot deeper than I expected it to be, like especially from watching like the initial things that they showed. I was like, okay, it kind of looks like, you know, MASH and you're good to go, but you know, it's not. You'll just fucking die. Maybe it's because I played on a higher difficulty, but you'll die. So it was great. Like I enjoyed it so much more than I expected, and now I'm in love with it.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited.
That'd be good.
Hell yeah.
And they dropped that out of nowhere too with the announcement, which is really cool. Oh yeah, by the way, number 2 is on the way next year.
I know. I was like,
fucking
next year. Woo! I expected it to be a bit further. I was expecting like 22, but
Yeah,
21.
22 would have made sense, but 21's like, wait, what?
Yeah, like
It'll
you're a
get
bit
delayed.
faster on that one.
You
No,
reckon it'll get delayed? Don't know. We've had a 2020 was the year of delays. We're in 2021 now, damn it.
It's going to be a good year. Number 1. It's going to be
Number
good. Starting fresh. You guys want to know something else I'm excited for?
Yeah.
Please.
Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh fuck
Yes.
Its initial release date is
Fuck yes.
2021. It doesn't say shit about it otherwise, and who knows, but if that
That
game's
looks
coming,
wild.
I know so little, but I'm so excited. The art direction was fantastic. It looked so good. I'm really excited for this supernatural, like, detective mystery drama, whatever it's gonna be. Like, interesting. I'm so excited to see what it becomes. All of those, like, glowing, like, ghosty dudes and the gates that, like, shot back and, like, the effects were fantastic. Like,
Such a trippy looking game too. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the combat looks so fun, like with the fucking, like, crazy. I don't know if he's doing magic or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what
like,
that
it's,
is.
like, crazy, like hand fucking
movements
and shit.
Going all Doctor Strange on everybody.
Yeah.
Just whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks so sick.
Can't wait to be Doctor Strange in Japan. It's gonna
Pretty
be
much.
great.
Yes, it's gonna be sick.
It's gonna be sick. I'm so excited for that.
Well, pretty much coming straight off of that, I'm really excited for Deathloop
Yeah.
from Arcane.
Mhm.
I am really, really, really keen for that. I know it's funny because, like, you know, Microsoft bought Bethesda, but both of those games are timed exclusives for PlayStation 5 or 4 and 5. I think Deathloop's going to be the game that makes me buy a PS5. And like, even though it's like it'll eventually be coming to Xbox, but like, oh my god, I need that game in my life. I love Dishonored so much. Like, it looks just like the combat of Dishonored, but like, you know, more refined even, and just like
It
the
looks
way
great.
Arcane,
Mm.
the level design that Arcane do in every game is just like so good and so clever. And I'm fucking keen as for that.
He does.
The
bruh.
quick one.
Yeah. Something totally different to what we've been talking about entirely. New World.
Oh,
That the,
yeah.
That's
Amazon.
Amazon's MMO they have coming
the
out.
other
Yeah.
one, yeah.
The other one
The
that
thing they
actually,
didn't cancel.
The one that's actually meant to be good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played MMOs before, right? This is my first dip. Like, the beta came out, I'm like, all right, we'll check this out. You know, this is my first dip into MMOs, and holy shit, I loved every second of it. Like, the way everything's done, the way, like, they're very strict on the way factions work as well. So if you choose a faction and your friend chooses a faction, you can't play together.
Oofed.
So
Wow.
it's very
Never
like
done a
you're
character.
making like big decisions, and they're putting those dividing lines there to ensure that you commit to that kind of that ideology or that group. And I thought that was really, really cool. And I just like,
Yeah.
I played the beta and I just had a really good fucking time. I've played Elder Scrolls Online since, and I'm still not sold on that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
very
right.
unsure on that. But New World, it like hooked me straight away, which is really, really cool.
Yeah,
So I'm
my brother
excited
played
to
it
see how it
and-
played out. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a great time. I was jealous, so no, I'm excited for that too. But I'm the
Really?
same. Like, I don't really dip into that sort of stuff, mostly for the expense. But you know, it looks great. It looks so good.
It does. It does look great, and it plays lots of fun. You guys
I'm
got anything
excited.
else?
I got two more things. What about you, Elliot?
I got one quick one, yeah.
Oh, perfect. We'll go 1-1-1. I am excited for Humankind. What a great little. Just really excited.
Is that the 4X, what are they called? 4X, like, grand strategy thing?
yeah, kind of like a Civ sort of
Yes,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I only really started playing that type of game with Civ 5 and Civ 6, and I spend way too many hours in it, and then I forget about it for so long because I've like burned myself out on playing 8-hour long games, you know. Like, but I'm really excited. Like, they have some really interesting, I guess, ideas around like it's not a civilization that you're creating, but it's like you are one leader that lives throughout all of these timelines and advances, and like there's different visual effects that you get for following different paths and that sort of stuff. And also the music in their trailers is bomb, so I'm excited for that.
Nice.
You got Puppies? You got another one?
Yeah, I got another one. Shadow Warrior 3.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
I played the first. It's not. I'm not expecting great, amazing things, but it is just good, dumb fun, and it's so juvenile, and it speaks to me on a spiritual fucking level. And there's dick jokes everywhere, and I love it. I just love playing that game because it is just ridiculous.
Speaks to your soul.
Yeah, dick jokes speak to my soul. That's what we're taking away from this. But yeah, great game. Really fun. Looking forward to it coming out next year.
Digital as well.
Yeah, they always do a good
It's
job.
gonna be quality. Hell
Yeah.
My last one is Halo Infinite, because it's got to be, because we didn't get it. We could be playing it right now, but it would probably be in a shit state. So thankfully, it's been pushed back till fall. You know.
It did look trash when they first showed that. like
Yeah, but that
gameplay
like
bit.
the graphics look trash, but that
Yeah.
gameplay looks.
It
stellar.
looked it looked kind of Doom light.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah.
I thought that as well. I'm not a Halo player though, so you know I could be stepping on some toes, but I did think that.
Yeah, like that's probably a fair comparison, to be honest. Like, just the gameplay looks sick. The sound design was incredible. I'm excited to play as Master Chief again and see where this, whole open world, more open spaces thing goes. And I think it's had some issues, but I think it's going to be incredible. I really love. A lot of people hate what 343 have done with the Halo franchise, but I loved Halo 4 a lot, and I loved the multiplayer in 5, even though the story wasn't very good. And I really think they've got it. They've got something special here. I'm glad they delayed it for like a year, because it's going to give them time to really actually make it.
I just really hope that delay's worth it, because I mean we've seen delayed games and they still not come out great. Or Cyberpunk.
Also, like,
he was so excited for Cyberpunk.
I'm still having a great time in it.
I know, but
I love it and I hate it and I love it.
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship. But also, like, I really hope that Halo is great, because it really it stopped their console releasing with a major title. Like, I hope the delay is really worth it. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Like,
even it's a big cost.
Exactly, and just even like, I remember in the first, like, after the first couple of weeks when the consoles came out, and I saw this discourse about how, like, everyone's talking about the PlayStation and no one's talking about the Xbox. Why? And it's like, well, because people aren't talking about PlayStation, they're talking about Demon's Souls, or they're talking about, Spider-Man. So it obviously generates this conversation about the new console, but they lost that by not having Halo, which sucks. I mean, obviously they had amazing console sales anyway, but that doesn't mean it wasn't a loss.
Yeah, Halo would have helped a lot. I think
them to not have it.
Yeah. I think with as on top of that, with Microsoft's kind of approach to, there's our console, buy it if you want. They're not focusing on the hardware anymore. I don't think it's that big a loss. I mean, it still sucks that we didn't get like a Halo on console launch, but I think they that's the reason they delayed it by so much, is because, look, we'd rather the game came out instead of try and rush it out with a year of crappy patches and pissing off the community with a beloved franchise. So yeah, hopefully it's good. It's kind of on my list as well. I'm cautiously optimistic. Delays always scare me these days, so hopefully something good comes out of it.
Are you ready for my last excitement?
Yeah, give it to me. Let's go. Final one.
I really want Elden Ring. It's time.
It's time.
It's time. Look.
Come on, George.
Get off your ass, Georgie boy.
From everything that I see, everyone thinks it's pretty close. Like, or at least it's decently playable, because we've had reports of people playing it and like enjoying what they've played. I think Phil Spencer had a bit of time with it as well, and he talked about it. But like, give it to me. They never have this long of a break between their announcements and their releases. It's got to come this year.
Yeah, because they've always released them really quickly. It's like bam, trailer, bam, game. Here we go,
it's always,
next one.
Like, sneak peek, trailer, game, and it's so quick. And we haven't even got trailer yet. So I'm really hoping that they'll come out, early this year and be like, here's, like, they don't need an event. They never do. Like, they normally go. Yeah, they put their their sneaky peeks in events normally to generate that interest, but like, they've already done that. So give us your hot trailer. Obviously the want is here. It won most anticipated game at the Game Awards. So, it's everybody wants it. Give it to me. Give it. Like, that's all I want. Forget everything else. I want Elden Ring. Like,
everything else delayed. Elden Ring's the only game to get. Cat is happy.
I'm like, mint for the year. Game of the year, done. Like, I'm so excited. And I saw some information the other day about how it plays more like Dark Souls than it does like any of their other sort of offshoots like Bloodborne or Sekiro, and that it doesn't necessarily take a path like Bloodborne or Sekiro where it develops on that concept and takes it somewhere else, but it's more just like Dark Souls. I couldn't be happier. Like, give me that. I love it. I'm excited. Please. Please, FromSoft, please.
FromSoft. You're listening. We know you are, because we're incredibly popular people.
Yeah.
Bring it out. It's for Kat. You gotta do it.
Please fly me in. I'll play it. I'll give you a good review, I promise. I love it already.
Say anything you want. Just let me play it, damn it. Well, with that, we are running on just under 2 hours.
Classic for us.
Classic podcast. Love it. But guys, thank you so much for coming on and just talking shit about video games, because it's always incredibly fun, and
it's a pleasure.
I've been meaning to get together with both of you just to have fun and shoot the shit, because you guys always have so much fun. I'm like, I want to join in. So I found my way, damn it.
Hell yeah. No, it was awesome. Thank you so much for having
amazing.
us on.
Has been. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening, watching if you're doing this on YouTube as well. Guys, where can we find you and your stuff on the internet? Let the people know where they should and will be following you. I will make them. I promise.
I will threaten them. Elliot?
Exactly.
You can find me at youtube.com/DirectGaming. That's direct with a C and a K. If you want to listen to Kat and me shoot the shit like this every week, mostly. I'm on holidays at the moment, so it's a bit up in the air. You can listen to our podcast, Controllers and Coffee. That's also on the channel, but if you want it in audio form, you can go to anchor.fm/directgaming or just search for Controllers and Coffee on your favorite podcast platforms. And follow me over on Twitter at DirectGaming as well for not very hot takes, lukewarm takes.
Yes.
Wild takes. That's what we're all about. Love it.
I also make real lukewarm takes on my Twitter at KapKat. You can find me there. You can also find my art there that you guys so kindly said nice words about before. You can definitely find
Marvel. Treat your fucking eyeballs. Go.
You can find my stuff there at KapKat on Twitter. Yeah, and absolute shit talking about games every day. And also you can watch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/KapKat, where I play variety games, but Elden Ring as soon as it comes out. Definitely.
Nothing but Elden Ring all the time.
Nothing but Elden Ring, and we won't stop. But yeah, I play variety games, shoot the shit, as always. I have a pretty standard schedule that you can find up there as well. So please come say hello. I love to meet you.
Excellent. And I haven't even talked about me all day, which is rare. I'm Deft Puppies. You can find me on Twitter at Twitch at Deft_Puppies with a Z. If you'd like to get in contact with the Two Left Thumbs podcast, which is something we also do, or I also do, which is what this is right here, you can find us on Twitter at LeftPod. You can also find us on Anchor at anchor.fm/Two Left Thumbs, or search anywhere Two Left Thumbs on your favorite podcast platform of choice. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking with us, listening. We hope that your year is full of great games, no delays, and just pure fun.
Good vibes only.
Good vibes only. Thank you very much. Catch us later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.